Yeah. Okay.
Listen, just anti-cap mid. Even if they get mid, we can still win the game
Can we
because
go
we
for
are
rook? Can we go
faster
for rook?
flex.
Can we go for rook, guys? Can
Welcome
we go for
back
rook?
to
Rook,
a
rook, rook.
another RBG.
Spanish, Spanish.
This one
Spanish
starts
out,
off as
Spanish out,
a
Spanish out.
little
East
bit
defensive.
frantic. We're coming straight into a lot of action. This is a huge mid fight. The
East
point
defensive.
here is that we're trying not to lose this flag, so you'll see me doing a little bit of DPS, and occasionally running in, probably fearing using my mind bender quite a lot, just to
Rook,
stop,
come in.
for example, the monk there on the flag.
I'm rushing in.
They've got a couple of casters on offense. You can see a Shadow Priest just there on the left,
Yeah, sorry.
and one up there on the right. So the trick here is dispels. We need to make sure that we can freely cast, which is made a lot harder when you've got Shadow Priests in the enemy team. So that was me running in there on the Resto Druid, who's trying to cap the flag, just throwing down a fear, just to make sure that they couldn't cap. And all I'm doing here is just trying to keep these 1, 2, 3 people alive, which is quite tricky. I'm on my own here as a healer. I've just had the druid come back in and help, so that'll probably keep me alive, or not.
I'm playing pet.
Well, I can't blame not having that extra healer there for dying. I've got to say fairly near the flag, because otherwise they're just going to cap it and we're going to lose it. So if Lerishi, our Resto Druid, can't stay alive here, if we can't get our flag across the map, this turns into a really tricky game for us. We need to keep bases. Every time we pick up a cart, we take points from them, and we gain points. However, when we drop that cart, we lose the points. Same vice versa. You get more points if you have more control of the maps. We're playing as Alliance now, so it's a bit more simple. Sometimes in RBGs you can get put in as Horde if there's 2 Alliance teams that queue up at the same time. So that can get quite confusing, but in this instance, we've got top, we're Alliance, they've got bottom, but we are running with 2 Demon Hunter tanks. Now, the reason that 2 Demon Hunter tanks in this instance is I had to trinket that just to stay in the mid fight, and hope that my Shadow Priest would, or the enemy Shadow Priest would get locked down. You can see the Druid there trying to cap, so again, I'm running in, I've got the fear on 3 of them there, and I've used my Mind Mender. The reason that we're using 2 Demon Hunters is for the movement. So they've got the flag, unfortunately. I couldn't stop both of them. I got mine controlled by another priest. But it's not the end of the world. The objective here now will be to keep running the flags. Now, Demon Hunters they're completely broken at the moment in this game. So let's take advantage of that. You can't really have more than 2 in your team. We've come across teams with 5 Demon Hunters in RBGs. Our MMR at this time was only 1800, but those five Demon Hunter teams, they just don't work at higher ratings. You just get shut down. The trick with Demon Hunters is don't stand together because their cleave is huge. So separate your healers, have one to the far left, one in the middle, one to the far right, and have DPS peeling. Have the hunter at the back training anyone who runs in that far on you that is going to cause some damage. So movement speed. You've got all the jumps that Demon Hunters have got. You'll see in a bit, Jitsu and Zorms, they are just jumping. I'm using my grip to move them across, so we've got a hell of a lot of mobility here. And obviously, Demon Hunters, you might know if you've gone against them in BGs. When they get down low, they proc back up health-wise. So here, I'm running in. You can see I've got my life grip ready. I'm going to run in. I'm going to get him out of this action. I'm going to get him straight away from it into safety. Give him some bubbles, give him some heals. He then immediately is able to jump away, and he's just distanced himself from that entire group. He's got a Demon Hunter chasing him, which is their enemy flag carrier, and the rogue you can see there at the back who managed to chase him. But this Demon Hunter on the enemy team is a little bit too far. So you can see here our Demon Hunter has procced, which means that he is now taking a lot of damage. I'm going to have to trinket this because there's just so much pressure. If I can catch up to him, then I can use a couple of bubbles, keep him alive, do something. But again, he's got away from the danger here. He's just going to keep going. We're going to cap again. We've only got 1 base, but we can keep running this card in this game. So we have a huge advantage over their team composition. Now again, this won't work at higher ratings. Remember that. We're fortunate that at the moment this was the 1800 bracket. Our MMR is now 2k, so it's getting a little bit tougher, but still, we're not up in that 2.2 to 2.4 range where things start to become just tier 2. It used to be called tier 2. I don't know if it's still called tier 2 anymore, but that was what it used to be called. So
I'm headed to
we've got ink top. There's a bit of bit of stress going on. Try and get away from the middle. I'm not paying too much attention, and I'm just staring at the map. But I need to get myself a couple of heals off. Here I can see
I'm mind control.
one of the healers, the DPS, with our flag carrier running along. And again, I'm going to use my life grip here. So I'm going to wait for them to kite and grip him up. Just get him away from the damage. There we go, he's up. He's on the ridge. They can't charge that now. You can use Shadow Step and a couple of other things to move up there. But just look at the movement. Look how far the car had to go. Grip and then a jump. Not saying it's broken, but it's definitely overpowered. The fact that we're able to do this, and the fact that we're able to keep scoring points on them with only holding one base. All we're doing is grabbing carts. That's pretty much it. So you see there, I ran in. The call was to top. We need to make sure they don't cap it. A lot of stuns here from this rogue, but there's 2 of us here now, so we should be able to keep this flag here for a bit. I'm fairly confident as Disc. I can survive for a bit. Chuck a few things up to help. Fear the druid. This poor druid's been feared 3 or 4 times now. Not feeling too good for him. But we've got 2 healers here now, and we've got DPS coming to back up. The main thing here is that we keep this base. We keep taking their cart. They lose points. We score. We gain points. That's the gist of this game. The rest of it is kind of how the composition goes, really. I've got a few more RBGs that we can go over. A few more wins, some good healing. So I'll do some voiceovers like this. See what you think. If you like them, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see if we can get this back on form. Cheers for watching.